Hello, thank you for tuning in. Let's have a look at XRP specifically. We'll look at a couple of things, but we're going to focus mainly on XRP because we want to try and work out, can we continue with this rally, or where is this rally going to go? Is this one going to have continuation, or is it just going to pull back? But what I'm here to tell you is that things are looking very, very, very good indeed. Now, a lot of people have been slating XRP for about 3 years, and I can understand why. When you look at the chart like this, that's perfectly understandable to not understand what is going on and to probably think that this is a dead coin. You've got to understand it's got an enormous market cap. It's still in the top 5 from what I understand. It has a market cycle, and the market cycle has repeated itself twice, and it's likely to do it again, which basically means 3 years down, over 3 years down, 70% of the time it spends going down, and then it spends the rest of the time rallying to the extremes. So the sort of thing you see occasionally with some of these altcoins anyway, we're seeing 10x's, 20x's. That will happen again. I'm pretty confident that will happen again. A 20x from the low, that would be. So that would be a 20x from the 10 cent. So that could be an area of $2. And that's a kind of a minimum. I think it's relatively naive to think that it won't do it again, considering that it's done it twice since 2014 or 2013. So it's a reasonably old coin. It's been going around for a lot longer than most of the others. So the good thing is about that is that there is a market cycle, and a lot of people don't understand the market cycle. They think it should basically correlate with Bitcoin's market cycle, and yes, in many ways they do tie together because they both have a 4-year cycle, but the Bitcoin market cycle goes constantly up, whereas the XRP market cycle kind of just goes down after a parabolic high, which far dwarfs the size of Bitcoin's parabolic high. Anyway, that's enough about that market cycle. We want to work out if we're going to go any higher than this. But before I do that, I would urge you to get yourself set up on Bityard, which I've got a link below. It's a margin trading. They're going to introduce spot to it soon. It's a new platform, and it's quite openly regulated and approved for use. So you're not going to have the rug pulled from beneath your feet, which is the worry with all these others like Bybit and even Binance, in fact. So they're transparent in that respect. But the thing that's good about them is that they're introducing a copy trade system, so you could follow people, not saying follow me. I mean, I do have a good win ratio, but there'll be other people out there with a lot higher than myself. You can basically just copy their trades, automated, and some of these guys, they're like 95% or higher win ratio, and that should be introduced this Saturday. So get yourself set up anyway, and there's a link below, and there's 258 USDT to offset your trading fees, plus free trading on Fridays too. And today's been free trading with Atom, so I've been enjoying that. Anyway, so what's going on with this? Anyway, let's have a look. So at the moment we're pretty much at the top of the Bollinger Band on the daily. I'd be very surprised if we broke out of here and broke above this Ichimoku cloud on this pass. This blue box territory is the area of significance that we need to try and get into and reclaim. And I think over the next 10 days, once this Ichi cloud has turned green, is that 10 days, 11 days, then we will be sailing into this without any issues at all. I think this will be we'll be sliding out of this and up altogether. Now, the reason I brought up at the beginning of this video the market cycle is because the market cycle does spend 3 years or 70% of its time going down, and then the latter parts are about 6 to 8 months, then actually reclaiming some of these highs and basically getting ready to do its parabolic move, which is always at the very end of its cycle, and I mean literally in the last month. So I'm not expecting enormous moves in this period right now. In fact, all of this area that we're above here, as long as we're outside of here, all of this is accumulation, textbook accumulation. This was consolidation that ended, and you can see that when we broke out of here on 2 occasions, that doesn't look like a big move, but it was, and like I say, it was people like me that were trading it. There's a 21% move from top to bottom, and again it happened again here when we broke out of it here. That was another 13% move. So those are kind of small, but when we finally broke out of it this time, we came down to test it, and now we're in what would be, some people would call it bull territory, but me knowing the market cycle and knowing and kind of expecting it not to make any decent big massive moves until earliest would be January, more likely to be May. But the good thing about that is this accumulation zone technically is still all the bottom, and we could do our 20x from this level here, and that will bring us up to around $5 an XRP. So this, would be brave of people to make that buy, to buy in at these levels. It would be brave when you look at the chart like this. Now, I don't blame you for wanting to stay away from it, but if you believe in the cycle like I do, and there is a video that I've made about the market cycle that'll spell it out a bit clearer, then you should feel a bit more confident. Now, I'm not asking you to buy anything. Don't go off and buy things because you think I've sold you anything. That's not what I want. I want you to do your own research, and part of the research would be to, I suppose, have a look at that video that I made about the market cycle and see if it makes any sense to you. But do your own research, obviously. So understanding that market cycle, meaning that this is accumulation down here, and if we were to do a fib retracement from the top to the bottom, it means that the accumulation takes place all the way from this bottom here, which would be 10 cent, to as high as 86 cent, which sounds ridiculous, but that is true. All of that is the accumulation phase, and once we've broken above the 86 cent area, then we go essentially parabolic from there. So we could do the 10 or 20x from 80 cent. That could happen, and there's no reason why it wouldn't happen, but the market cap and the market distribution amongst all other altcoins is different to the way that it was in the last market cycles. So there's all these other alts that are now on the market taking a cut of the altcoin market, and so XRP is not likely to do the size move from bottom to top that it did last time, which was around about 7,500%. It's more likely to do something like a 2,000% move from maybe from here. So we're thinking around $5, to be honest, at the end of it, at the very end. Anyway, like I say, the short term, I think we're going to consolidate from this big move here. I'll be very surprised if we broke above it, but if we did get above this Ichimoku cloud, then yeah, we will sail on very fast to this blue box territory, talking between 28 cent and 31.5 cent. And once we've broken above there, then we will see big moves. But again, I don't want to lead you into a false sense of security or anything. This is going to go up and down. It is XRP at the end of the day, and this is the accumulation phase. The accumulation phase is a really big area between 10 cent and 86 cent. So moving around, zigzagging around there is what is likely to happen between now and what I would expect to be May. Not expecting anything above 86 cent before May. But that would be a nice move from where we are now. That's a 2.5x, so it's not too bad. But again, that is the accumulation phase. This is essentially the bottom, and yes, we could come down lower. But at the moment, we've reclaimed both the 100 moving average, and we've gotten above the 50 moving average, and we have our golden cross here, which we're still playing out. You could argue that this is one giant bull flag, and if that is the case, then yeah, we will see bigger moves. Maybe even up to 86 cent before you know it. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thank you for watching, and like I say, get yourself set up on Bityard. Take it easy.